Day is finally here. I'm getting back to work on Uncle Sam. So with that being said, my first order of operation is to get the Coldside done. And I know that kind of seems weird when I have so much more other things to do, so many other things to do, so much more to do, but excuse me, I feel like I always got to burp as soon as I start taking a video. I need to get this to fit. I need to get this to fit in. I need to get the fit in here. But I also have to make the flange fit right there. So I have to cut this bad boy down, because what I'm gonna do, I wanted to 3D print one or make it out of billet. I just wanted to design one, but I don't have that kind of time. So I'm gonna cut this one, take this, flip it, angle it up basically, so that way it'll put the throttle body where I want it, and then probably end up welding a couple pieces in here and putting some sheet aluminum in there to make this the angle that I want it. So first order of operation is cutting this thing, bolting it on there, and then getting the throttle body where I want it, and then I'm going to cut this bolts on. This is the Icon throttle body, that bolts on there, but I'm going to be cutting the flanges off here. I'm going to weld elbows on there and then put the flanges out here so I can actually get to them. Because it's going to be in here, my connection would be in here if not. So I'm gonna have to make the connection out here, and then this is just gonna be a nice short pipe. And I'm doing all of that because I have to get all that done and make all that fit, and then I have to build this part of the firewall around it. So once that's done, then I can make another template for that part of the firewall, and then everything in here can come out. I can do the firewall. Once the firewall is done, then the motor, the tranny, converter, all of that can go in for good. And then I can actually start putting stuff on. You know, once this is gonna come out, firewall gets done, I finish welding a bunch of stuff that I need finished welding. And then, like I said, all that stuff goes in for good. Then I can start wiring, plumbing, and man, I'll mount the front end. I ordered a hood yesterday. Just, you know, I could do the brakes, the brake lines. I ordered from Stroud, I ordered a new fire suppression system. So long list of things to do if I want to make it to Sickweek, which I really do want to make it to Sickweek. But there's a specific order of operation that I have to do things, so I'm not doing them 2 times, 3 times, 4 times over when I could just do them once. So a lot of planning, a lot of critical thinking, and a lot of money being spent, but I'm just happy that I had enough money to buy the stuff, so that's a plus. So I'm gonna get to work and just enjoy my time with Uncle Sam, because it's been so long. All right, I think I've got a winner. Now, I had to take a whole lot more out of it than I expected, but that's the angle I'm gonna need. It's just barely clearing, but it's pretty much placed perfectly. I've got these tacked here and here, so I'm gonna have to obviously I'm gonna trim that nub off and then put some pieces in here and over there, and I might end up, I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do. I might end up making some nicer pieces that go from here to here and here to here, and then grinding out the inside. But that's where I need it. I'm gonna try to make it not a piece of junk. And my throttle body hits there before I get, oh, that's pretty much 100% throttle, so a little trimming there, and voila. I had to trim quite a big portion out of the backside right here so that the throttle blade does not hit it. So it's Definitely pretty custom, and it's not the prettiest. It'd be nice to actually make a billet smaller one piece that has a better transition, and I'll probably have to put studs up here and over there to because I'm not gonna be able to get bolts in there, but either way it's gonna work. And I've got a test 90 here. This is actually gonna work out really well. And then I'll just have to put a bend in there and rotate this a little bit, and bada boom, bada bing. Gonna look pretty dang good. All right, I've got a lot of figured out. So let me use my words because that didn't make sense. I've got a lot figured out and I've done a lot of work. So what's gonna happen here is this piece, just like this, will line up with the new, what do they call them? The quick connect, the quick seals for motion. This will line up perfect when I get that flange, and it just barely clears the inside of the dash. And it doesn't come through where I wanted it to, but I think if I run it through right there, I'm gonna make a lot of issues with my coil packs and my fuel lines. And I wanna give myself as much room to work as possible. So if I can make it fit in the dash, I don't think I have to cut those pieces off the quick seals, because if I make this big enough back here, I can reach in and slip the quick seals on, or make this firewall back here, this panel, removable. So as for now, I think this is going to be the way I go. It also will look pretty cool. So I just have to mimic this on the other side, and I've got I just ordered them for motion today, but I've got one here. Of course, it's all bent up, but I actually took it out of the quick seal after I wrecked. It was still in there, so it was still actually sealed up. But either way, I can cut this off and use it as a reference for the thickness, to where I can make up my tube that goes from here to the throttle body. So I could basically make this one cold side. I could get this cold side mocked up, and then also I just won't weld it to that quick seal. And then I can use that one on the other side for a reference. I can mock up that side. And then once that stuff's mocked up, I can weld it up, and then I can weld up my snout there. And my blow-off valves are coming from ATEC, so they'll be here. After the blow-off valves, I got to do a intake temp sensor, and that's pretty much it. I have in the past, last time I ran the car, I put the injectors in the intake tubes, but I don't know if I'm going to do that now, because we've never actually seen a 100% benefit from it. So I'm probably going to leave those out for now and just run it how it is and see how she does. And then if I got to put them back in the intake, I will. If not, then no big deal. So I am going to I actually need to bolt the intake down. That way it's tightened down, because it's got like a 1/16 of an inch because the O-ring, the gasket. So I need to squash it down before I really fit up the pipes. But the quick seals have like an 1/8 inch or almost up to a 1/4 inch of give in them, which I don't like using it all up. I don't want them to be maxed out one way or the other. But either way, if it's off just a smidgen, those give you some wiggle room. So I am going to finish mocking up this cold side. Probably even start on the other cold side, and then I'm going to weld up. I'm going to make some little pieces and weld up that snout. So it's actually going pretty dang good. I'm pretty excited. All right, boys, this is what I came up with. I know it's not the most beautifulest, but it's sturdy, it's sealed up, and it's going to fit and work perfectly. Bada boom, bada bing. It'd be a lot nicer if it was billet, but it don't gotta be billet. So now I can continue. I also got this bad boy here cleaned up. So that way, I mean, it's all, if you can see, it's all bent from the wreck. See how cattywampus it is? But I can at least use it for a distance reference. I want to bolt this stuff back on to cut a little piece to go from here to that. So I'm going to do that now.
I just need someone to help me see the light, but I could never have been ready for this. I think I should start by letting you in. Take a look at you and start to lose my balance. What am I falling into? This feels like something new. I've seen a lot of views, but they were nothing like this. The way you do what you do, I think you're something brand new. Everybody spends their life.
And just like that, we got a Coldside. I'm going to go ahead and finish weld everything except for the two flanges, because this one's got a ghost flange and that one's got the old flange, but the flanges shipped out yesterday. So shout out to Motion, they shipped like 10 minutes after I ordered them. I got the Coldside to where it's basically as symmetrical as can be. Don't mind this. This is off center. I don't know why they put it where they put it. Maybe they just had it crooked, or maybe the guy said, hey, it's in my way, move it over an inch, but it's offset about an inch, so whatever. But either way, I'm really, really happy with the way it turned out. Now all I gotta do now, my next step is pull this off, weld all that stuff, and then I'm going to make a paper template for this piece. And then I'm basically gonna make this long piece. It's gonna be basically a U shape, but it'll look cooler than just one big U, but be a U shape that goes on over. And then I'm gonna make the top of it Zeus in, so that way I can just pop the Zeus, pull the panel off, get to all this stuff if I need to, and it'll still act as a sealed firewall. So with that being said, I'm going to get these welded, start on my template. If I can get these welded and get the template done, I'll feel pretty good about that. And if I get that far, then I'm going to go over a few more things I need. I know I'm missing an intake stud, which I'm going to order a new stud. I got to order some more bolts for McMaster-Carr for this flange up here. And then I'm going to, I'd like to get the motor out, but I can't because, I mean, technically I could if I got this template made, but I'd really hate to get the template made and then do the metal firewall and then put this in and not fit. So I'd really like to get the first metal piece made with this in the car, but I don't know. That might not end up happening. So I may just get the paper piece made and then take all this out. And once all this is out, I need to clean all this stuff up, and then I need to finish welding these bars. I'm gonna need to finish welding the motor plate tabs. I need to make one more mount for the steering rack, and then I need to clean all this stuff up. And if I get that far before, Dennis is in California, and I asked him if I could take it to his shop to help me with the firewall, because I've never bead rolled or anything like that before, and I want the panels to look nice. If I get that far before he gets back, which is he gets back tomorrow night, but whatever. If I make it that far tonight and have stuff I need to do tomorrow, then I can put my new front brakes on. I mean, there's a million things I can do, I'm sure, before I get to the firewall, because I need to pull the old fire system out. A lot of time-consuming stuff that if I don't have time right now, I should probably go ahead and, or if I have time right now, then I need to get done. I need to actually cut the tack on my steering shaft. That way I can pull it out, and then I need to raise this knuckle just a little bit because I need to crank it out a few turns because this is too close to the header. It looks like it's already pretty far out, but it's got more to go. So Yeah, just little odds and ends. I need to weld up my old oil pan because it's got a hole in it from the wreck. Clean it out. Just get everything ready for everything to go back in. Because if I can get all that welding done and the cleanup work done and the firewall in, once that's done, man, this thing should just, I mean, it should fly back together if I have all the parts, which I've been trying to order all the parts and get them all here. So I'm pretty stinking excited. So let's get to it.
Trying to keep on getting back, searching but don't know just what we hope to find. I've been over 7 seas, hoping I can find some peace. Tell me.
All right, I don't know what they put in this stuff right here, but apparently it makes you a better welder because this stuff is flowing today, boys. Look at that, the old Alpha Tig, just laying it down. Go easy on them, gentlemen, dang. Look at that, and this is used. This is used from Uncle Sam, that's used from Uncle Sam. Heck, that still got dents in it from when I blew my turbo up. Stuff is flowing today. Man, I missed this. I have missed doing turbo kits. That's why I'm gonna do a turbo kit on that C10 in there and then raffle it off because I just like doing turbo kits. I just like welding, dang. Alrighty, boys, it's been a while. I guess I've just been time-lapsing most stuff, but Coldside was done. I made this template that is going to go around the Coldside. I had to leave this stuff in so that way I can make sure whatever we make fits, but I was able to take the motor out since these can just hang there. I got the rest of my motor plate tabs welded, steering tabs welded. I had to finish welding the underside of where I had to splice the frame rails. I cleaned everything, Scotch brighted, you know, WD-40, that whole deal. I Scotch brighted all of my interior panels, did some organizing over here, welded up my oil pan where it was broke, and then I'm getting ready to weld up the cold or the hot side over there where it has a hole in it from the wreck. And I just wipe down the old shocks. I just have the rear end just kind of bolted in right now with some adjustable struts that I bought from Speedway Motors. So I'm going to basically bolt everything back in the rear end. The shocks, the 4-link bolts, the diagonal bar, all that's gonna go back in, bolted in, tighten down. Obviously I'm gonna do some adjustments. I'm gonna scale the car and all that once all the rest of the weight's in it. But for now, I'm gonna bolt that stuff in and just kind of clean up back there, kind of clean up the floors and just do a whole bunch of cleanup work and make sure everything in the back of the car is tight. So that way, when I start bolting stuff in for good, I don't forget something. So I'm just trying to do everything I can to just save me some time and get stuff done to where I'm not coming back and having to do it later because right now I can't do anything more here until I have to go, today's Sunday, but I have to go get some sheet metal tomorrow, take the car over to Dennis's. Him and Alex are getting back tonight from California. So I'm taking over there tomorrow so he can kind of give me some guidance on how to do the panels and all that. But I'm trying to get everything I can and use up every valuable minute right now because I don't want to run out of time because I didn't utilize my time correctly. So I'm going to lower the front end and then raise the back end and just kind of go over everything. So there's an update for you, and I'm gonna keep it on. Light cigar and dig it. I ride spinners. Okay, boys and girls, things have escalated very quickly because I was under Uncle Sam putting the shocks back on, and I found this. This is obviously from the wreck. This is where the diagonal bar connects. And I think when I tried to do a pop shove it, rail grind, and it landed, it bent that. So before I cut anything and before I heat anything up and take this whole rear end apart, I'm gonna try to use some all thread and try to pull it back over one piece. I'm gonna bolt both these pieces together and then try to pull this one piece at a time. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm really glad I got under there to try to make sure all this stuff was good before I went to Dennis's, because if this ends up being a major ordeal, and had I found this the week I was supposed to leave when I was putting the rear end back together or whatever, that would have really, really sucked. So just all in the name of game of racing, boys. Okay, so this may be really redneck, but what I'm doing is I welded a brace here to keep this plate from bending, and I am using these old gap bracket plates as basically big washers, flanges, to help pull this back straight. So what I'm gonna do is, I've got this one, I'm gonna tighten this down to flatten this plate out, and then keep tightening this to bring this one back in. I'm gonna use this plate as a backer to tighten this one in and this one. And then once I get this straight where I want it, I'm gonna tighten this nut to suck it that way where it needs to go. So I think it's gonna work. Come on. Check me out, boys. I got it as straight as it's possibly gonna be. I can literally move it with my fingers. Once I bolt the four-link bar back in, it'll be perfectly spaced. So it's 18 1/8 at the bottom, 18 1/8 at the top. So we're good to go. And since I have it out and it's dirtier than crap, purple power time and some spray and some brushing, and she'll be good as new. Shoot, come on.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem damn bad. Gotta keep on chugging.
Man, this thing kicked my butt the other day with the rear end and all that, but I got the rear end back in, the rear shocks on, the four-link bar's tight, all the stuff in the rear end is tight. Obviously, it's going to have to be adjusted once I scale the car and all that, but all that back there is back in, bolted down, new hardware, good to go. And this thing is ready to go to Dennis's shop. I got my trailer out there, and I'm gonna do a little cleanup and then load it in the trailer, and that's it for this video. This thing, next video you'll see is this thing getting a firewall, and then once it's got that firewall, it's gonna start falling back together. So thanks for watching again. This will probably be the third video I post in a week, and I'm gonna try to keep more videos coming now that I'm back in the shops, back doing things, and can actually video stuff. So hope y'all enjoyed. Again, thanks for watching. If you need any long travel suspension stuff, go over to my website, check it out. I have a little bit of merch on there, not a whole lot, I'm sorry. And I keep saying it, I'm working on getting more. I just haven't allotted the time or the budget for it yet. If you need tie down extenders, I got tie down extenders, I got all kinds of stuff, and I'll let you in a little bit of information I haven't told a lot of people. I was either going to finish my car or buy a CNC machine. And I know a lot of people would say you should invest in your business, and I have been a lot with the buildings and stuff, but it was just time to get my car done. So with that being said, the car is getting done, but the C10 I'm gonna raffle off. I'm taking that money and that's going to buy my first CNC machine. So again, thanks for everybody's support. I'll be having more content coming through with the C10, more content coming from Uncle Sam and Johnny. I gotta get Johnny together. Johnny is together, but I gotta get him tested because we're going to the pad for New Year's. So that's coming up. Lots of stuff coming up, lots of exciting things, and I'm just happy to be back at it.
I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats.